are able for the playing of the national anthem of Ecuador.
أصحاب السعود المعالي السيدات والسادة، رجاء الوقوف للنشيد الوطني لدولة الإكوادور.
Hello guys, the World Cup have just come and go, and the final was yesterday. And you know who won the World Cup, but today we are not talking about the World Cup. But I want to talk about these two countries that participated in World Cup. That I don't want you to forget this fact about these countries. And the two countries are Ecuador and Panama. And if you look at the national team of Ecuador, if you look at the amount of black people in that team, is you can say 95% of black people were in that team. And people, you look at that soccer team, you think that Ecuador is a black country. It's like African country. They're not. The black people in Ecuador or Afro Ecuadorians are just 7 point something to 10% of the population, you know. So they are just a minority, but in terms of soccer, they are represented like, you know, more than more than enough. And people think like, you know, why is this so? Is it because black people are great, stuff like that? I don't know. I don't want to talk about that one. But when you look at the president of Ecuador, it's not a black man. It's not a black man. He might be mixed with other European and native Ecuadorians, but it's not. I will assure you, it's not a black man. And the one fact I want you to not forget is that even though the black people in Ecuador are just 7% of the population, the poverty there is 40% of black people made up of 40% of those that lives in poverty in Ecuador. That's what I want you to see, because when you look at when you watch sports, and because there's a different type of people that watch sports. Some people watch sports for entertainment. Others doesn't watch for entertainment. They watch for, you know, different reasons. Maybe they're interested in making money through sports. So when they are looking at sports, they are not looking at it as entertainment. They are looking at it as a means to make their money. And like those who owns football clubs, they don't. Some of them don't even care about football, but they care about the money that comes from it. And that's why I want you to just have a look at. You know, I want to shine a torchlight in this country, so that you see how things work, so that you not be carried away by when you see this kind of massive black representative in soccer, and you think like the country is just a black country. It's not. It's just there's a few percentage of black people over there in Ecuador. And another country I want you to see, and I'm showing you all this their national team, so that you see that you know, you see that it's all blacks. You know, 95% of black people is Panama, and Panama is in Central America, like bordering North and South America. And before I forget, Ecuador is in South America, And this Panama, if you look at their national team, you see that they have like same 95% of black players there. And they think, when you look at this stuff like this, you think, wow, this must be a black country. It's not. It's not a black country. Even their president is not even a black man. Because these people, they don't mind putting the face of black people in entertainment. But when it comes of government, power, axis of power, you don't see the face of black people. And once you don't see the face of black people in this power, automatically, the things are not going to be very well with the ordinary black people there. Like in Panama, even though they are so, the country is, they're like closed, because of all this, they don't want to bring their statistics. They're not giving you statistics like you're supposed to know. Like when you look at the poverty rate in Panama, which is like, I think 22% of the population. But like the Africans there, the black people there, we make up the majority of these people in poverty, and you don't need a rocket scientist to explain you why. Because once you are not in power, once you don't have access to power, you definitely you're gonna, if your people are don't have access to power, definitely you're gonna be marginalized. You know what I mean? It's going to be marginalized, even though they will not say like, oh, we just want to marginalize them. But when it comes about soccer, they bring out, you see a lot of black people representing them, and they think, wow, this must be a black country. It's not. It's not like Jamaica, where you can say like even people there are black people, like mostly black. But I'm not saying that you don't have other group in Jamaica, but this one is just the amount of black people in these two countries I'm talking about, the Ecuador and Panama, are just not many as you think. You know what I mean? They're just few. But when you look at their soccer team, it's all about 90-something% of black people. And black people that they do well in sports, but we shouldn't only do well in sports. We should be able to get in power. Because things people think that people like the way some black people look at power is that there's not much you can get in power. But once people get in power, they empower their people. You know what I mean? There's a benefit in being in power. Especially if other group. I'm not talking about our black people, because you can see black faces in power, they don't do anything. Especially in the Western world, they will be like bootlickers for other group of people to use them. It's not like you see a black person being let's say a prime minister in the Western world, or even a treasurer. Say, oh, like this guy is a black people. It's gonna no. It's just it's a bootlicker. It's a puppet. They put him there. He doesn't care about black people. If he care about black people, they will not put you there. To be honest, but I just want to highlight it. But people might say, oh, why are you talking about stuff like that? Why are you talking about going to talk about these countries with the black in sports, stuff like that? Well, it's good to talk about it. You know what I mean? It's not bad. Peace.